Most people in the gym are doing way more than they need to and getting worse results because of it. More exercises, more sets, more days, and somehow less progress. A few days ago, someone told me they spent over 1,500 quid on a workout program just to be told exactly what most people are already doing, overcomplicating everything, and after watching my videos, they regretted it instantly. Because the truth is, building muscle isn't complicated, it's just being made to feel that way. So in this video, I'm going to show you a workout method that feels almost like cheating because of how simple it is and how well it works. And it's built around just 4 exercises per session, 3 days a week, no marathon sessions, no overthinking, no living in the gym, just a simple structured design to help you build muscle, get stronger, and still have a life outside of the training. And before you write this off as not enough, I'll show you exactly why this works and why most people are doing the opposite of what they should be doing. I've been a personal trainer for 11 years and trained myself for over 14 years. And the clearest way I can show you why this works starts with the mistake almost everyone is making without realizing it. Now, here's where most people get this completely wrong. They hear 4 exercises and immediately think that's not enough. They think they need more volume, more variety, more sessions to hit each muscle properly. But if that were true, why are so many people training 5 or 6 days a week and still not seeing results? The problem isn't that they're doing too little, it's that they're doing too much of the wrong things, with not enough intensity, not enough recovery, and no real progression happening over time. And here's the bit nobody tells you. Building muscle comes down to a few things: getting stronger over time, pushing your sets close to failure, and actually recovering between sessions so that your body can grow. And this is exactly where training with 4 exercises has a massive advantage over what most people are currently doing. Instead of spreading your energy across 15 or 20 exercises and walking out the gym exhausted but not actually stimulated, you put all your effort into 4 high quality sets per exercise that actually drive progress. So instead of doing more, you're finally doing what actually matters. So here's exactly what the 4x4 method looks like in practice, because the concept is pretty simple, but the detail is what makes it actually work. 4 exercises per session, 3 sessions a week. Each exercise gets 4 sets, taken very close to failure, with the weight tracked every session, so it goes up over time. The whole thing fits inside 40 to 45 minutes, and you walk out feeling like you've actually done something, not just clocked up hours in the gym. I've been using a version of this structure for years, and it's the same framework I use with my clients. And the 3-session structure, all full body sessions, 3 days a week, progressive overload all built in, and the results it produces consistently outperform what most people get from training twice as often with twice as many exercises. And here's why it works when more sessions and more exercise don't. When you're training with 4 exercises and 4 sets, you can actually put genuine effort into every single set because you're not holding back on the first exercises to save energy for the next 14. And by the way, this full structure is built into the Softer Lean free program linked in the description. It's built for you if you don't want to spend hours in the gym and you want to actually make progress. So you go in the gym, you give everything to 4 movements, and then you leave. That quality of effort combined with enough recovery time to actually adapt between sessions is what drives muscle growth far more reliably than volume for its own sake. And here's how I'd put the 4 exercises together, because the method only works if the right movements are actually in it. So each session covers the main patterns. The upper body uses a push, a pull, something for the shoulders, plus 1 lower body movement to make it a complete session. 4 movements, everything covered, and there's nothing wasted either. So the first push exercise is an incline dumbbell press. You're looking at around 30 to 45 degrees of the angle of the bench. Not flat bench, not too steep though. The incline puts way more work through the upper pec, and the dumbbells let you get a deeper stretch at the bottom than a barbell allows anyway. Load the dumbbells all the way down until you feel a massive stretch in the chest. Hold it for a split second and then press up. The bottom of the movement is where the growth happens, so don't rush through it. Most people go far too steep on the incline and end up just basically doing a shoulder press without realizing it. So keep the angle a little bit lower, actually feel the chest working, and if you can't feel it, drop the weight and get the range of motion right first. Okay, moving on to the pull, which are pull-ups. If I could only pick one pulling exercise for the rest of my training life, this would be it. I'd get a full range all the way down to my arms are completely straight at the bottom, pull until the chin just clears the bar so that I'm getting a full range. And most people cut the range short at the bottom and lose the best part of the bloody movement. They'll stop like here and then just pull up and almost do like a half rep, but you want to get a full stretch so your shoulders are almost touching your ears at the bottom. And the fully stretched position is where the back actually is loaded properly, and the lats as well. If body weight is too hard, use a band or an assisted machine, but get the full range every rep. If you can comfortably do 15, add more weight. The back responds well to progressive overload, just like pretty much anything, and it's genuinely one of the best things you can do for how the upper back looks from every single angle. Okay, moving on to the shoulder, which are lateral raises. The one most people either skip entirely or just do really badly, that it does almost nothing for the shoulders. If you're doing it standing, you want to slight lean forward, elbows leading rather than the hands, and slow the way down. The lowering phase is where most of the actual work happens, and most people rush through it completely. But done properly, these things change how the upper body looks from, again, every angle, not just from the front. The width you get from trained shoulders is what makes a physique look pretty good and broad and athletic, rather than just looking weirdly big, which I am definitely not. A quick tip on this one is do an incline lateral raise. These have been something which I've incorporated over the last few years. Put the bench on an incline, lie right back, and let the dumbbells come right by the side so you get a full stretch on the side delt, and then come up just above shoulder height. And these, compared to standing lateral raises, you will need to go lighter on, but I actually feel are arguably better. You can't go as heavy, but it locks you in the position. Moving on to the lower body, which are split squats. I avoided split squats for years because they were just really bloody uncomfortable, and that's probably the most honest thing I can tell you about why most people skip them. But here's what I've noticed. The lads and lasses who I've coached who actually do these consistently look noticeably more balanced and athletic than the ones who skip them and just stick to leg presses. Don't worry, they are good as well, but the depth you can get in the front leg at the bottom and the stretch through the back leg is what makes the movement so effective. Most people stop short because it gets uncomfortable at the bottom, but that's exactly where the work is. Ideally, you want the back foot elevated, or you can even elevate both feet so you get a bigger stretch at the bottom. Make sure you get all the way to the floor, feel the stretch, and drive back up. One decent set per leg done properly will let you know very quickly which muscles haven't been getting enough attention. And here's the part that turns this from a decent workout into one that keeps producing results over months and years rather than just the first few weeks, which is progressive overload. The weight in the app which you're tracking your lifts in, which you should be doing anyway, should be going up over time. Not every session, not by a massive amount, just consistently trending upward. And when you hit the top of your rep range with a given weight, go up on the next session and build back up again. But it doesn't always have to be weight, it can be adding more reps or it could be adding more sets. And that's the whole system. Paddy, as you can see here, my client had been training for years when he came to me. He was showing up consistently, putting the work in, but the weight in his sessions hadn't moved in months. He was doing the same weight on the dumbbells, the same reps, and he was getting the same results. And his physique had plateaued in exactly the same way as a lot of people's do. But once we actually tracked all his lifts and put a proper structured plan in place, dropped his days in the gym and applied progressive overload, his body started actually responding in a way that it hadn't done in a long time, as you can see on the photos. The 4x4 method works particularly well for this because you're only tracking 4 exercises, so it's just 4 numbers, write them all down and just beat them next time, whether it's sets, reps or weight. And there's no confusion about what you lifted last week or in your last session, which comes in when you're constantly changing exercises every week. It's much harder to track how much progress you're making. It's the same 4 movements every session. And here's the thing most people think when they first see this, and it's worth addressing because I've heard it from almost every client before they've tried it. So I had a client a few months ago who looked at the program and said, is this it? Like, genuinely thought I'd forgotten to send the rest of it. Like, 4 exercises felt far too little. Like, something must be missing. Like, there had to be more variety to actually make it work. But here's what I've found in my own training and with the people I coach. The sessions that feel like the most work are rarely the ones that produce the best results. 6 days a week, 20 exercises, 2 hours in the gym, that feels like serious training. But if the intensity is spread thin across all of it and nothing is actually progressing week to week, the body has no reason to change. But 4 exercises done properly with genuine effort in every set and the weight going up over time is more than enough. And after a few weeks of actually doing it, most people don't want to go back. They don't want to spend hours in the gym 6 days a week. That frees up time for other things, like actually having a life. And again, if you want this mapped out week by week with a progressive overload built in, the Softer Lean program in the description has the full structure and it's completely free. So the 4x4 method isn't complicated. That's the point. Here's what most people then find once the training is this simple and the sessions are actually productive. The training is only half of it. There's one specific thing on the other side of that which determines how much of the work you're putting in actually shows up visually. And most people are getting it completely wrong without realizing. And I've got a video that covers exactly what it is somewhere over here, so watch it next.